Hi, can you grow bananas in sand? I tried it and we will see what happened. Before selecting plants for outdoors, are you ignoring your soil type? Does this lead to wasted energy, money, time and enthusiasm, so you give up? In this video, I want to show you what I believe is a better approach to this, using sandy soils as an example. And at the end, we will look at suitable plants for sandy soils. Hi, I am Jan from sustainablebutterflies.com.au. We are on a mission to make Australian educational and care organizations sustainable and improve their carbon footprint. The link to our website is in the description below. A quick story. About 7 years ago, I started working for a large group of early childhood centers. My job was to make them sustainable, and greenery was part of it. The very first center was in Maroubra, only a few hundred meters from the ocean, not far from here. Now we're in Randwick. Their yard looked pretty sad and barren, so I thought, well, let's plant some bananas. And we did. I brought some banana cuttings, or divided clumps to be more accurate, and we planted them with the children. You can see on the photo that's how their yard looked like originally. Then they had bananas for a couple months, and then that's how their yard looked after. Now what happened? Well, I completely ignored the soil type in Maroubra. And this is the soil similar to Maroubra. Now we're in Randwick. Most of these suburbs, coastal suburbs, are built on old sand dunes. And I completely ignored the soil type. While this is an extreme example of crystallized stupidity, I often see people actually starting with what they want and then try to fit it into their existing environment. In this example, it's like pushing a square peg, into a round hole, or bananas into sandy soil. So I want to show you what I believe is a better approach to this. And that is, go for a walk around your suburb, around your neighborhood, and notice what's growing in local streets, parks and bush care reserves. Not necessarily in people's gardens, because they are likely to have imported soils and perhaps exotic plants, which is fine, but we're looking at native, suitable to local conditions in this video. And I like to start from the ground up. So here we're in Randwick, Manda Street Reserve in Randwick, and look at the soil. So after just uncovering the mulch cover, we can see what's underneath, which is pretty much sand. So a good ground cover for this type of soil is behind me, which is pigface, Caprobotus glautescens. It grows on sand dunes. It grows in almost sand, but it doesn't like compacted soil. So it needs really well drained sandy soil. Another useful ground cover suitable to sandy soils is right here. Yellow buttons, Chrysocephalum apiculatum. Flowers from late spring to early autumn, attractive flowers. Our third ground cover for today is Hibbertia scandens. As you can see here, covering the ground, attractive yellow flowers. It could be either ground cover, or if given support, as you can see here, it's also a good climber. So you can use Hibbertia scandens for both purposes. It tolerates salt spray, so suitable for exposed salty conditions. There are of course many other ground covers suitable to sandy soils, such as Myoporum or warrigal greens. But I want to move on to shrubs, and the one behind me is Melaleuca little red, which is quite useful because not only is it tolerant of sandy soils, it's also tolerant of poor drainage. Our second mid-story shrub would be this Adenanthus sericeus, which is Australian woolly bush, fantastic for sensory gardens. It does tolerate sandy soils, but it does prefer protection from wind, because it is a little bit fussy, it's a little bit fragile. Our third one could be classified as mid-story shrub or even a tree. Callistemon, this looks like Callistemon citrinus or Callistemon viminalis. They're in the same family like Melaleucas, so they're tolerant of poor drainage. Another useful mid-story shrub, native mid-story shrub, would be Atriplex. This is not Atriplex numularia. I don't know the exact name of this Atriplex, but Atriplex numularia is an edible, salt-tolerant, sand-tolerant, useful bush tucker. Our second last shrub for today would be Westringia fruticosa, coastal rosemary, quite useful and extremely hardy. Our final mid-story shrub for today is Coria alba, behind me. It's again quite hardy, tolerant of sandy soils, and the tiny silver hairs on the leaves are there to capture salt, so it's tolerant of coastal salt spray. Very useful plant. Well, finally, let's mention a few trees that are tolerant of sandy soils. And behind me, we've got a mixture of grey gum, Eucalyptus punctata, and Angophora costata, Sydney red gum. So they kind of here in this patch of land, and again, see the soil that they grow in. This is it, pretty much sand. Aside from trees from the Myrtaceae family, such as Eucalypt, Melaleuca or Callistemon already mentioned, Banksias are also useful trees that tolerate sandy soils. And I've got two behind me. The one closer to you is Banksia serrata with serrated leaves, and the one further at the back is Banksia integrifolia with kind of normal leaves like that. While Banksias tolerate sandy soils, they do need good drainage, unlike Melaleucas. And the final tree for today is Takeru, Cupaniopsis anacardioides behind me. And this tree is again very hardy and tolerates sandy soils. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time. We are sustainablebutterflies.com.au, and who are we doing this for? For the environment, future generations, plants, animals, including butterflies. You have a great day.